Well, hello, my soul friends. It is Victoria with heavy heart, as most of you, I'm sure, are feeling into our collective experience, what's going on in Israel at this time. So I do want to take a moment, in just a moment, to talk about that. Um, how could I not? Anyway, I do want to welcome you into this space, especially if you're feeling overwhelmed, especially if you're feeling heavy-hearted, especially if you're feeling, oh gosh, whatever you're feeling. There's a lot going on right now. There's a lot going on. I'll say that. And so this video is actually early for me. I was going to do it tomorrow, but my schedule is so busy. I have to do it today, even though I'm not feeling well, I'm feeling what I'm feeling. We do not apologize for our feelings. So I'm showing up with heavy heart. Perhaps you're feeling similar to me, but I'm going to be talking about the annular solar eclipse, the new moon in Libra annular solar eclipse, and I'll explain that in a little bit, happening on the 14th. So take a moment with me, welcome you with my heart, my broken, open heart, opening my what I have to offer in terms of nurturing, comfort, support, compassion. Times like this, I think, what do you even say, right? But nonetheless, trust that you are clicking on this video for a reason. This is a channel dedicated from my heart, my soul journey, my soul mission. I was born early on, knew I was here to offer support, to bring light, to sit in the darkness with people, to be an agent of transformation on the planet. Many of you who are called to this channel have similar missions. You are the wounded healers. You are trying to make sense of things that don't make sense. You are looking for ways to navigate the world. And this is what the channel is about, using soul work, through dream work. And astrology for me is a soul navigational tool. It is a symbolic representation, a symbolic language that we track. And that is what healing and transformation is about, is tracking ourselves, noticing what's happening in our lives based on what's happening in the world, in nature. And the celestial sky is an extension of nature. And for me, and I wrap my heart around and arms around whatever your faith is, whatever your way is. My faith is, tells me that there is a creator and there is a divine mystery unfolding. And it's hard to see with our human eyes sometimes, hard to feel into what's going on, right? But I do welcome you to this space. May it be a comforting space. A lot of times I get comments and emails that my presence seems calming and nurturing. Wonderful. Hey, I hope that it is true for you. If this is your first time here, I'd love to know where you're viewing from. Drop me a comment, letting me know where you're from, or if anything I say resonates with you, let me know as well. I did a video the other day saying I'm done asking for subscribers and followers. I don't want to ask, but it does help me my outreach through YouTube channel, which is my primary focus right now. So if you feel inclined or inspired, do subscribe, do like, do comment. Okay. So straight away, I just want to say how, astrology is a symbolic language. We track, we notice what's happening and what shows up in the world. So I couldn't do a video today without mentioning what's going on in Israel. And I know a lot of you that are drawn to my channel as well are empaths like me. We feel, okay, I don't know how this is going to be on the recording. I just got booted off of my Zoom meeting. And the reason I'm doing Zoom today is I wanted to try to show the chart today, something new for the new moon. So I just got kicked off. I just got eclipsed. Hopefully this will be a continuous recording and it'll work. So I don't even know where I was. Just welcome. So I was talking about what's going on in Israel and the heaviness that most of us are feeling, especially if you're an empath. I did want to say that, so of course, someone like me that follows the celestial weather was curious, and I knew, but I wanted to dial in a little bit more. But mostly I'm just going to say we have still going on a very intense square between Pluto and Mars. Mars, the planet of war, the warrior. Pluto, the planet of destruction and regeneration, breaking things down, showing us the shadows, showing us what deeper healing is needed. And then here we have what's going on in Israel. So take a moment with me at this time. I pray that my Zoom stays with us, as I don't have a lot of energy to try to redo this later. So I'm going to just ring my meditation bowl. And, times like this, we ask, what can we do? I want to say, the goal is, remember, we are the microcosm of the macrocosm. When we're reeling from what's going on in the world, the only control we have is in this inner world and this inner world, in our mind and our body. And to send out from there what we can offer. So yes, we could be tipped into fear, but these times call for us to cling, to reach for whatever brings us faith, hope, light to bring into the world. So let's just take a moment of silence together. I'm going to ring my meditation bowl and send healing to Israel, to any place in the world or anyone in the world right now that you're feeling helpless, hopeless about, and you want to offer something. That's something we can do in this moment. Just let's take a moment of silence. And as you do, just focus on your faith, focus on whatever works for you. Imagine light, imagine love, imagine peace, imagine whatever feels healing to you. May the sound of this meditation bowl take all of our prayers, all of our wishes, all of our thoughts for healing, and may it be reached where needed. Okay, I had to start that way. So now I'm going to shift gears. I'm going to talk about the new moon in Libra, which is actually a annular solar eclipse happening on October 14th. I'm just going to pull up my notes, and then I'm going to show you the chart in a moment, but it's happening at 10:55 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Like I said, there's a lot going on already. And, leading up to this new moon, Pluto and Mars and square. Let me go through some of the other things going on that's leading up to this here. I just need to catch my breath, and maybe you do as well. So, okay. Yeah, we've had Mars trine Saturn. We have, I'm just going to go with the eclipse because there's just so much to go on. There's Chiron is involved, the wounded healer. There's in conjunction with Uranus, which I'm not going to go into the specifics. How about that? Moon square Pluto from October 14th to the 15th, which is going to be happening on the eclipse as well. We've had Pluto squaring the nodes. So there's been a lot of intense transformation. Okay, that's intense transformation. But now let's take that and look at the new moon in Libra. And we are in Libra season. Remember, a new moon is when the sun in Libra is conjuncting the moon in Libra. And this is happening in Libra season. So I do send love and joy and light to all my Libra friends out there. And I wonder how your solar return season is going. Please drop me a note, comment, let me know what's your birthday and how you're doing and what you're visioning for your own unique personal new year, which I think is what the solar return is, not January. It's our birthday. Okay. So this annular solar eclipse, eclipses in general are harbingers of change. The one thing that we need to make peace with in this world is change. Change is how we transform. Transformation is how we evolve. It's messy. It's hard. painful. It's hard to watch and hard to understand because it's happening from something beyond our human comprehension. Eclipses are a perfect time to do shadow work, and to go deep with the shadow work. Think about what an eclipse is. It's when the earth is in between the sun and the moon. And an annular solar eclipse is it's like a partial eclipse, but what I love about annular solar eclipse, I used to think it meant it was annular, like once a year, but it's ANNULAR, which I think the Latin origin of it is annulus, and that means ring. So what we're going to see, if you are in the viewable areas, and this annular eclipse is viewable from the US, parts of Mexico, Central America, Colombia, and Brazil. And so like where I am in Washington State, we'd see a partial, and remember, it's an eclipse. We're looking at the sun, even though we're not seeing it. So you need to have protective eye gear. It's just really, really important. The last total solar eclipse that happened, and I don't remember what year it was. I remember my husband borrowed from his welder friend some protective gear, and we got to experience the full total solar eclipse where everything went dark. I'll never forget because the animals went completely quiet. And then when it passed and it moved and the light returned, we started hearing the birds again. It was really something spectacular. So if you're in Oregon, this is going to be starting, the eclipse will start, let's see, I had, about 9:13 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, and it'll end in the United States, in Texas, about 12:03 Central Time. So of course it will continue on to visit Mexico, Central America, passing through Guatemala, Belize, Honduras, Nicaragua, and Panama. So eclipses, harbingers of change. We think of intensity. We think of quick and sudden endings and new beginnings. Even though it's a new moon, things may be ending or shifting. Now, here's the thing about eclipses I would like you to understand. Is that eclipses are connected to the north node, the nodes of the moon, the south and the north node. This one is connected to the south node in Libra. Remember, the nodes moved. I'm watching that flame because it's making some noises there. I hope it doesn't explode. But this Mars and Pluto energy, man, I'm just feeling into this, and that's why I almost didn't want to come on today. But I think showing up how I'm feeling invites you to be how you're feeling. So where was I? I need like an assistant to go, Victoria, this is where you are. Especially with the way my mind is racing today, and there's a lot to share. But the intensity of an eclipse, I don't remember where I was. Sorry, guys. Maybe if I skip too far ahead, ask a question, I'll get back to you. But these harbingers of changes, like the portal of eclipse season and, new moons, yes, you can set your intentions. I found my place. Okay. But because they're connected to the nodes of destiny, these are eclipses to me are cosmic course direction or redirection. Cosmic course, get you on the right path, get you where you're supposed to be. And because we're in Libra season, and the story that's been unfolding over the last few months of astrology, the astrological weather, it's been connected to relationships. Libra is ruled by Venus, all about love, and also the North and South Node. Now, North Node is in Aries, the South Node in Libra. That's where I was saying before I lost my train of thought. We were in North Node in Taurus, South Node in Scorpio. During that time, we were doing a lot of transformational work connected to ourselves, to our resources, to what we value, to how we live, to what we needed to purge that wasn't connected to our destiny. Now that the nodes, and they change every 18 months, are in North Node Aries and the South Node in Libra, which is the major player in this annular solar eclipse because the South Node in Libra is, now I'll show you the chart. Let me just pop that up. Let me see if I can do this. This is the first time, my soul friends, that I'm going to show you a chart. And I'm using a program that I'm not really familiar. I bought this program as a starter one. You know, a lot of people who are starting out in astrology use astro.com, which is great. I use it as my go-to most of the time. My astrology teacher recommended this program, and I'm telling you, it's not fluid for me. It's not easy for me. And I'm still wanting to get something that's a little easier. And by easier, what I mean is one that works for my, aptitude. That this isn't user-friendly to me, but nonetheless, this is called, what is this one called? No, I didn't think of that. I don't even know the name of it. Sorry. Oh, Time Passages. I've got my eye on Solar Fire, or the other one that's supposedly top grade is Astro Gold. So that will be my next purchase. And I do regret this purchase, but I'm using it for now and learning where I am with what I have, right? So this is what the chart looks like. And the reason I don't like this particular program is I can't figure out how to get rid of all these other, there's a lot of asteroids, a lot of other things that we're not going to look at right now. I did want to show you, this is what a new moon looks like. Sun and moon conjunct at 21 degrees. And for you, when you look at your own chart, whether you use astro.com or you have your own program, of course, you're going to look at where this lunation is happening in your chart. This chart represents the time of the lunation cycle in the area that I live in, which is Washington State. But this is what it looks like. They're right next to each other. And then these are some of the other aspects. Now, I'm going to skip over this one because this is one I'm not familiar with. This is Vulcan. And it is interesting that it's there, though, because it is a transformational, it's not even an asteroid. It's just a point. So I'm going to skip over that one because I don't even know how to explain it. It's new to me. This, though, is the South Node in Libra at 24 degrees. Okay. And then we notice also over here, it's a wider orb, but it's still conjunct. Mercury is also in Libra, conjuncting the moon and the sun. So this solar eclipse, look over here if you can, over to where the natal planets are. Sun in Libra, moon in Libra, Mercury in Libra. So we have a lot of Libra energy. Libra is about relationships. It's about balance and harmony. And with the North Node and South Node, so North Node is in Aries, so that means the South Node is exactly opposite in Libra. So that node is at 24 degrees of Libra. South nodes are related to karma and what we need to sort of reconcile, deal with in order to move towards our potential, our purpose, our destiny. So when there's a solar eclipse, an annular solar eclipse, which I did want to explain that too, a solar annular eclipse. Remember, annulus, the origin of this word means ring. So what happens, because it's a partial eclipse and the moon is further away from the earth, that's called apogee at its furthest point. And that is why it's not a total eclipse, because the moon is only going to cover, I think it's like 98% of the sun, or maybe a little less, somewhere around there. And so we'll get a ring around the sun, a bright ring around the sun for those who are in viewing places. For those of us who are outside of that aspect, further away, it'll be a little less, it'll be a partial, and we won't get the ring, but we'll see the eclipse with protective gear. I can't say that enough. Okay. So for me, the story that's been unfolding has been the highlight of relationships, our relationship with self, our relationship with others, that teach us about our relationship with self. Libra, can be connected to the people pleaser, driven by fairness. And this may be, because of the North Node in Aries, a call to look at where we are imbalanced with our giving, and maybe some codependency. And this has been a part of the story for a while, looking at where we are codependent in our relationships rather than having authentic relationships where we're really connected to ourself, our authentic self, not our wounded self. It's in our wounded self, as I often talk about, that creates the imbalance in us, that creates the perhaps the need to manipulate the external world or people to try to get our needs met. That's coming from the wounded self. This lunation cycle is asking us to look at relationships. And Venus moved now into Virgo. You can look over here. Maybe I'll just go through the personal planets. Sun, Moon in Libra, Mercury also in Libra. Venus is now in Virgo. We had Venus in Leo for a long time. Remember, we just went through a Venus retrograde in Leo. So we were really looking at what we were missing in terms of our heart's desires, what we're longing for, what we value that maybe wasn't showing up in relationships or in our life in terms of what we value for work, how we're spending our money, how we're spending our time. And now it's in Virgo, which is really about precision and getting practical. And when Venus was in Leo, we may have glamorized our relationships or what we were up to. Leo just wants to feel proud about what we're doing. But Venus in Virgo now says, take your, what is that? Your pink glasses off, your rose-colored glasses off, and look clearly at what you're meant to look clearly at. And eclipses, we think about shadow work because what happens is the sun is shadowed, right? And then the brilliant light comes back. And when the brilliant light comes back, we have greater perspective. So because though eclipses are, fated and destiny connected that way anyway, and our ancient ancestors, can you imagine them seeing an annular eclipse or a full eclipse? How scary that might have been. And a lot of times the astrologers back then would tell the kings and whomever that they were foretelling of something big shifting, like, and they tend to, and I don't mean to alarm you because it's different for everyone. Again, where is it in your chart? Where does Libra sun and moon aspect your planets, your sun, your moon? Where are these aspects landing in your chart? So in general, though, because I'm talking in generalities, and I'm not going through the houses in your house and your chart, what this might be just waking you up to, shaking you up to. I think eclipses are part of the birthquakes that we have to, again, cosmically course correct when we're off track. We're not who we're meant to be, and we're not where we're meant to be. And maybe we're not with whom we're supposed to be. And that's scary to think about. But eclipses can tend to quickly and rapidly show us where we're off course. And maybe sometimes they shut the doors that need to be closed, or, this one may shut the doors to relationships, not just intimate relationships, any relationship that isn't supporting you in your authentic self, isn't supporting you in the fulfillment of your purpose. Okay. So there may be some more discretion, more clarity, and more, practical. This is what I need to do. Venus in Virgo, it's like, I'm not going to listen to the excuses. I'm not going to listen to the promises. I want practical action. I want practical planning. So I was sort of, when I was sitting in meditation, thinking about what's the symbology of the ring, the annular ring around the sun? And I kept hearing, is it Beyonce's song? If you liked it, then you should have put a ring on it. And that made me laugh. And I was like, okay, what's this? Where is this connected? What it made me think of is that this sun and moon, and the moon eclipsing the sun, is taking us into the, darkness isn't all bad, right? Darkness is where we plant the seeds of possibilities, into the possibilities that we haven't watered, brought light to grow. And perhaps you have committed to something, a career, a person, a way of being, a lifestyle that the seeds in the dark aren't able to grow and flourish and blossom within. So it's not necessarily, I want the ring for commitment. It's a question of what are you committing to? Or where are you asking for commitment that it's not matching where you are? And it is a commitment to your own destiny, your own purpose, your own soul mission. And this is really hard to be truthful about when, love is amazing. We love love, right? But true love is when your partner honors that you have your own purpose to fulfill, honors that you were created with purpose too. And so a lot of times we can be in a relationship and our purpose is shrouded within the relationship. So like the eclipse, oh, okay, like the moon blocking the sun's light from reaching the earth. Maybe you're in a situation where something is blocking your light from reaching and guiding you towards your potential, your destiny. I don't know. I'm just freestyling here. I haven't looked at this. So, and, we also are going to have, or we do have, Saturn and Venus in opposition. So Venus is in Virgo, Saturn is in Pisces at 0 degrees. So they are in opposition. Venus is our love. Saturn is structure, foundation, taking responsibility. It is learning the hard lessons we need to learn. And with Venus and Virgo, again, blinders off. We're going to see maybe what we didn't want to see and look at. And now, but it's just a matter of acknowledging and honoring your truth and your heart desires. And the best thing to do during eclipse season, I think I'm going to stop the share now. I don't know. Did that help you to see a chart? I don't know. People ask me to show it. There it is. Did it help you? I don't know. The best thing you can do, first of all, is surrender. If you want to play a mighty, powerful game, I don't know if I like game. If you want to participate in the evolving of your soul potential in a mighty, profound way, practice surrendering. And that may sound like this. I surrender all that is blocking my unique purpose and soul light. I surrender it all. Show me the way. That, my friends, is so powerful and potent. And then you need to just trust. Surrender needs to be followed by a mighty trust. When you surrender at that level, things will move. Doors will close, doors will open, clarity will arrive. So it's taking your hands off the wheel. What's that Carrie Underwood song? Jesus, take the wheel. That's a surrender. I have to look up the words right now because that's coming and I don't know that song very well, but I really want to look it up. I don't know why. So let's see. Does anyone know that song? Lyrics to, this is the one benefit I can do while I'm on Zoom. Jesus, take the wheel. Okay, let's see what this has to say. I have no idea. It popped in my mind, so I'm going to trust it. Oh my goodness. Yes. Okay. Whew. Okay, I'll just read it. I'm going to read it. It feels important. I don't know why. She was driving last Friday on her way to Cincinnati on a snow white Christmas Eve, going home to see her mama and her daddy with the baby in the back seat. 50 miles to go, and she was running. Oh, it makes me want to cry. She was running low on faith and gasoline. Anybody running low on faith out there? It's been a long, hard year. Okay, I'm feeling the song. I love that it just popped in. She had a lot on her mind, and she didn't pay attention. She was going way too fast. Before she knew it, she was spinning on a thin black sheet of glass. Okay, So she didn't have time to cry. She was scared. So she threw her hands up in the air. Jesus, take the wheel. Take it from my hands because I can't do this. Oh my gosh, I'm going to cry. Woo, okay, this is a good one. I can't do this on my own. I'm letting go. So give me one more chance and save me from this road I'm on. Ooh. Okay, I think we get the message there, right? This is what this, I trust when things pop in my mind. That's my guidance. So where are you gripping so tightly and going in a direction that isn't aligned with your soul potential? It isn't aligned with your possibilities, but you've been so afraid to let go. So whatever your faith is, if it's not Christianity, say something else. Buddha, take the wheel. Universe, creator, take the wheel. I surrender. Align me with what is possible, the highest, greatest good for my life, for my potential, for my possibilities. And, I think we all need a good surrender right now, don't you think? And surrender is also resting. I like to say, do your best, surrender the rest, right? Or I could say, do your best, surrender, and rest, because it's in the rest that we trust, right? Okay, so that really came out of nowhere. This is Eclipse, right? Be prepared for the unexpected, but pay attention to what's symbolically showing up for you. Pay attention and ask, how is this guiding me? What is this showing me? How is this an answer to a prayer? And what do I need to believe about myself? And what quality do I need to tether into, as well as faith, that will help me let go, trust, be guided where I'm meant to be, to experience what is in fulfillment of my soul? Okay. All right. Let me know if you have any questions. I did have two little quotes. Let me see if how these apply now. I'm really feeling this eclipse now. I'm feeling the call for greater trust and faith. And also, I do want to come back around. I mentioned this is a good time for shadow work. Now, shadow work is where we have suppressed, denied, put into our shadow things we haven't looked at, things that we felt judged by or shamed about. And they tend to, what we suppress in our inner worlds, show up in the external worlds. And with a lot of intensity going on in the external worlds and external worlds. Okay. All right. It is a way to do your own soul work, especially when you feel helpless with what's going out in the world. So for instance, hard one to work with, but what's going on, the brutality in Israel, the horror, the just all the things that you could think of. I was actually doing a little bit of this earlier for me with my own shadow. Where is there brutality in me? Where am I brutal to myself with my thoughts? Where am I at war with myself, my potential, my purpose? Where am I, all the things, I was just working with that. So as we work our inner world, the one world we can control, then as we do the clearing, as we do the reclaiming, bringing from darkness into light and integrating is what shadow work is, then we can bring more to contribute to the healing of our family, our community, all the way out into the world we share. So shadow work is essential. So if any of these things interest you, looking at your soul chart, doing shadow work, paying attention to your dreams, which is really, really important too, especially during all transformational cycles. I didn't pay attention to where, let me just look at something really quick. Neptune at 25 degrees Pisces, seeing what aspects, okay. A little scattered today. Pisces, Neptune is aspecting my chart, so I'm a little foggy, but time to do dream work. Dream work, anytime when in our awake state, we're like, I could do better. I want to do better. I want to contribute to a better world. pay attention to your nightly dreams. So if any of these things are interesting to you, then I invite you to follow my website, go to my website link, or go to my website, victoriajazwick.com, request a session with me. You're worth that. You're worth that hour session. If you want to feel what it's like to connect with me personally, request a 20-minute consultation. Those are free. That is my pay it forward, my tithing, energetic tithing that I do, where if you want to look at your soul chart, if you want to talk about a dream, if you want to talk about just where you are in life, and maybe I can help you reconnect to your own soul light, your own soul wisdom to help navigate the path before you, then please do reach out for me or send me an email at thesoulnurturer@gmail.com. Thank you so much for being with me. I hope that this was helpful. That's my goal in being here. Offer something that we can cultivate what we need inside of us to let go and trust and trust this evolving of our own souls and this world we share. One last thing that comes to mind, I want to tell you, times like this when there's such overwhelm. I know that I've shared this before. It seems important to share it again though. When I feel most overwhelmed, I do light a candle. But my practice in the evening, think about all that you're carrying right now as you're listening to me in your own family, in your own life, all your challenges and things you're navigating and that are, overwhelming, and then extend that to the world that we're now feeling into and all the issues and all of the things that concern us. So I light a candle or I take a bath and light candles. And then it is kind of like a Jesus take the wheel. I say something like this. I say, Creator, I'm going to surrender to you all that I'm holding, that I've collected with concern, that has gripped me in fear, feeling helpless. Take care of all the people that are on my heart and mind, the innocents, the children, the elderly, the victims, the captives, all that's going on in the world. I'm going to surrender to you and hold the intention for healing and hold the possibility for miracles to happen where they are needed. And then I blow out the candle and I let it go. And then I just hold a space of trust for myself, for everyone in the world. All right. Thank you so much for being with me. My heart is with all of you. Let me know how your world's feeling. Let me know what you're holding on to. Let this be a place where you feel seen and connected with, and that you're not alone, because that's how we build. That's how we grow, by remembering we're connected to each other. All right. Take good care of yourself until next time. Thank you for being with me.